Did you know HTC stands for High Tech Computer Corporation? Next up, the flagship from HTC. The same but different.
At the tune, City Daylight Time will be.
Founded in 1997, HTC has mostly been a behind-the-scenes manufacturer and designer of mobile computers. It actually led the smartphone revolution, even though it's not really winning it right now. It actually manufactured the compact iPad running Microsoft's operating system. I actually had one of those. In 2002, HTC partnered with Microsoft to manufacture the first CDMA smartphone running Windows Mobile. And partnering with Google, it manufactured the first Android smartphone, the HTC Desire, or as T-Mobile would call it, the G1. And 2012 was a great year where HTC introduced the first smartphone with a full 1080p HD display, and was really the first company to focus on camera quality. But being first isn't always the best move, especially when you don't have the resources and energy to stay in the lead. Samsung controls manufacturing, Apple controls branding, software, and retail distribution, and HTC has been trying to move out of its position as a supplier for other tech companies to supplying devices directly to consumers like us. But as HTC knows, it's extremely difficult, especially when your competitors have more money and resources than you do. In 2013, HTC dropped out of the top 10 largest smartphone vendors list, but recently, HTC's been actually making a profit. They manufacture the Nexus 9 tablet, a waterproof action camera, but most of its success comes from introducing mid-tier smartphones like the Desire and other devices priced between $100 and $400. So it's able to compete in places like China, India, and other emerging markets, while Samsung and Apple focus on the premium end. So recently, the company's been really focused on reducing costs by reducing its reliance and investment on a successful flagship device and outsourcing its manufacturing to other vendors. But HTC has been honing in on a really distinctive design philosophy, introducing the first all-aluminum smartphone, the HTC One, a couple years ago. It received great reviews and sold enough to keep the company afloat, but the follow-up, the HTC One M9 failed to do as well. Design is all about a series of trade-offs, and HTC has really been taking some designing risks. So let's now dig into it and see how the One M9 focuses on achieving that balance.
One M9.
If I were to boil it all down, the M9 focuses on the speaker, the updated processor, a better selfie camera, and just a subtle tweak in the design. HTC hopes to build an icon around this design. That, and it's also extremely expensive to redesign a smartphone. It has a dual-tone finish where the back has a hairline design and the sides have a mirrored finish, all from a single block of aluminum. It'll be available in gold, pink, gunmetal black, and silver. It has the same 1080p 5-inch display, but with a single piece of aluminum as a bezel. And the M9 really doubles down on the speaker with its Dolby Digital processing that simulates the 5.1 surround sound effect coming from the left and right speakers on the front. Actually, that's part of the trade-off. To get the better speakers, the phone necessarily had to be taller. It has the new Snapdragon 810 processor, a new octa-core 64-bit chip, with Category 9 LTE supporting up to 20 different bands throughout the world. And the company moved the UltraPixel camera that was previously on the back of the M8 to the front of the M9, so you have better selfie quality pictures. That means you get the same low light performance thanks to its optical image stabilization, and the sensor is able to capture 300% more light. On the back, it has a new 20 megapixel sensor with a sapphire lens that protrudes from the chassis. It'll offer really fast, almost instant auto mode pictures with HDR processing as an option to balance out those light and dark parts of an image. Because it's larger, it'll have more room for battery power, and the new Sense 7 layered on top of Android Lollipop will offer better features. It's all about contextual suggestions. The BlinkFeed news aggregator will also be available from the lock screen, and it'll be feeding you contextual suggestions based on where you are and what you're doing. The new Smart Launcher will use location to suggest the most used apps based on where you are, and it'll even begin to offer suggestions for new apps to download. But HTC is all about preserving its distinctive design. It moved the power button to the side for better ergonomics, and the new hairline finish on the back is scratch resistant. As a matter of fact, the company made sure to point out that it was the first to introduce this type of design, and it's had other competitors follow suit. If Samsung copied Apple, then Apple definitely copied HTC, and so it goes on and on. But HTC knows its weakness has always been its lack of marketing. In the past, it admitted a marketing disadvantage relative to Apple and Samsung, and that really shines through when the company chose to go with a 20 megapixel sensor rather than continue its UltraPixel marketing message. It's kind of disappointing because it contradicts previous marketing messages where the company emphasized larger pixels that capture more light. I fundamentally believe that's true. The M9 goes in the opposite direction, opting for higher resolution and the ability to say, hey, we got 20 megapixels. And working in retail, I know that people still judge cameras based on megapixels, so it's probably trying to adjust for that. I've read issues about chromatic image noise problems, blown out highlights, and stabilization problems, especially when recording 4K video. Because it doesn't have optical image stabilization for the rear camera, it won't do as well in low light situations, and it won't be as stable. Now, it's working hard to improve the quality of its 20 megapixel sensor through software updates that'll be rolling out throughout the summer. But it does have good audio reproduction, and I'm glad the front-facing selfie camera preserves the UltraPixel investments that the company's been pushing over the past several years. So in 2 weeks, the company's going to ship the M9, but it's still focusing on diversifying out into other mobile computing devices. For example, HTC partnered up with Under Armour to introduce the Grip, which is a waterproof wearable with GPS tracking for fitness use cases, and it partnered up with Valve to introduce a new virtual reality headset that promises to be in stores by the holiday season. But I'll definitely cover those in future videos. So HTC has always been a behind-the-scenes designer and manufacturer of mobile devices, and it's evident through its partnerships with software platform companies, tech companies, and even fitness brands that it's working on adjusting its marketing to try to appeal to more and more people. But to keep the premium segment of the smartphone market competitive, which is good for all of us, I'm really hoping HTC continues to seriously invest in innovation in premium smartphone flagship devices. Besides, it'll keep me busy making more videos.
Afternoon. City daylight time will be.
Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free.
So again, thank you all for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I've been reading your feedback in all the videos, but I've been really focused on trying to produce more and more videos. Just recently, Google announced officially at the Mobile World Congress their efforts to introduce a mobile network here in the United States. Really exciting for 2015, especially if you're looking to either change plans from an existing provider like AT&T, Comcast, Sprint, or T-Mobile. And if you want to try to test out what Google has in mind for the future of wireless network services. I'll be continuing to work on a video on virtual reality, especially since Valve is set to announce more information about its upcoming VR headset partnership with HTC. And I want to do a video that kind of recaps some of the major events and announcements that have been going on at the Mobile World Congress. So please stay subscribed for that. Share these videos, watch them especially. It really helps the channel. Rate them below with your likes and comments. It really helps other people get a feel for what we cover here. And most of all, thank you guys for sticking with the channel as we continue to explore how technology changes the world.